Citizens, what's up? It's President Awall here, bringing you daily Star Wars Force Arena content, and as you can see, I've got a bit of a different recording setup. I'm recording from TGN Studios here in Vancouver. Let me know what you think about the video and the audio quality in this one. Regardless, we're going to check out this Agent Kallus deck, and if you're not already familiar with Kallus, he's a big melee legendary hero. After consecutive attacks, he strikes the ground with his bow rifle. He does an AoE 1 in every 3 attacks. He's also got a special ability where he deals an additional 10% damage when he attacks units versus when he attacks structures and what have you. So he's really great at clearing out lanes. And he also has this crackdown ability, which is basically an area of effect stun with a damage. And this ability is incredible when you couple it with something like Stun Grenade. And Stun Grenade acts as that second stun for you, so you can really just tear up those enemy leaders, those enemy squads that are coming at you, because Rebel is so mob-oriented these days, so let's see what we can get there. And regardless, I've got 2 vehicles in this deck, and no, this is not a 2v2 deck, this is a 1v1 deck. And I've got MTV7 light vehicle and ATST. I have to use them sparingly. This deck is all about countering your enemy and then counter-attacking, and having either vehicle option available is incredibly effective. Probe Droid is absolutely mandatory in pretty much every Empire deck out there. It slows down that push in a particular lane, it explodes, it takes care of mob, it does so much work for you. I've also thrown in Sand Trooper. As you know, I always like to have 2 area of effect clearing options with any Empire deck that I'm using. And I've got 2 nice single target damage options, one with the Bladesmen and one with the Stormtroopers. And so this deck is really well balanced. 2 area of effect options, 2 single target damage options, 2 tanking options, and 2 stun options. It's actually really solid. So let's just take it straight into some combat here, and I'll just show you how it works in effect. But last night I played 7 games with this, and I won 7 games in a row with this deck. So hopefully I can keep that win streak going. We'll see what happens, but it worked really, really well. And you guys have been asking for on the channel me to play Rebel more often. I have tested Rebel. The reason why I'm still at 3,500 is I test Rebel decks, I'm trying Luke decks, I'm trying every hero you guys are asking for, and I lose hundreds of rating points when I do it. That's on me. That's not Rebel being weak in 1v1. Rebel is very strong in 1v1 still, in my opinion. Then I switch to Empire. I figure out an Empire deck that works. Bam, I shoot up the ladder by another 200 or 300 rating points. So as it stands right now, Empire is absolutely the strongest faction for me personally as a player. I like to do a counter-pushing type of strategy rather than sort of a pressure type of strategy in any strategy game that I play. I like to defend and then counter-attack. And so for me, Empire is working with my playstyle as a result, but please don't take me doing a lot of Empire decks recently as an indication that Rebel is not as powerful. That is absolutely not the case. I get regularly crushed by Rebel players, and so don't take them lightly, that's for sure. And you know, you guys are asking for decks all the time for every different hero. Some of you think I'm ignoring you. I read every single comment on the channel, literally. I mean, you see me replying to almost every comment. And I will only show you decks on the channel. I've said this before. I will only show you decks that have a very high win percentage. That's the way I do it. And if it doesn't have a very high win percentage, I'm not going to use it. Period. And you know, whatever that means to you, take it as it is. Just because I can't make something work with a very high win percentage doesn't mean that it's not good either. So keep that in mind. So he's got this Grenadier here. I'm going to end up doing a little bit of tower damage, but we didn't get too much work done. So I'm going to throw Probe Droid there. Should take care of the majority of that push. And I think I'll still be conservative here in how I approach this one. I'm going to drop the vehicle, and bam, there's the big stun. And then there's the second stun. As you can see, I got a little bit of lag along the way, but it ended up taking out the enemy pretty effectively there. Oh no, don't run in. So I'm going to try to steal his health if I can get it. And he ends up ion mining. I'm probably going to pay for that mistake. I got a little bit too aggressive, and he was forced to use ion mine. I took down the turret though, which is beautiful. And hopefully I'll be able to continue to defend. Luckily, he was unable to push in really immediately. He's saying good game already. That is not necessarily the case. If he decides to give up here, that's on him. But I have lost many games up a tower like this, especially if I get too aggressive, which I do very often. So I'm just going to kind of hold on here and just see. As you can see, he's got a really, really effective push going in that bottom lane, and I'm going to need to go defend against it. So here we go. He's going to take out my ATST. He's got this giant push here that's ready to push in. And what I'm going to do is kind of dash in here, use the stun, drop my light vehicle, and I should be in pretty good shape to be able to defend against this. Stormtroopers should take out the light tank, and they don't. The light tank lives with very little HP. And this is one of those situations. I told him, well, he can't hear me, but I told him that if he he has a chance, and he's taken this structure down to relatively low health, and he's got a shot to win this game. It's definitely not over for him. And so I'm going to drop down the Bladesman here. I'm going to get a little bit aggressive with the stun grenade on top of everything, and then the area effect stun to take out all of those beautiful, beautiful units. And the Grenadier is still ripping me up, so this is my chance to dash out. That's what your double tap is here with Agent Kallus. You got the double tap. It allows you to kind of quickly move in, stun, and then maybe, or run in with your relatively high move speed, stun, and then dash out once the enemy is using some sort of ion mine, or, oops, just touched the mic there, sorry about that, ion mine or some sort of area of effect ability. So as you can see, this Kallus deck is pretty effective, even against Lando decks, which is something I've had trouble dealing with in the past. I love the balance of the deck. One thing to keep in mind is the average energy cost is 3.6. Not the best. It's a little bit high. I think 3.4, 3.4-ish is about average across all decks in this game. I mean, I haven't actually seen the numbers, but that's just my impression. It's a little high because of those two vehicles. However, as you can see in that game, both of those vehicles came in handy, and my ATST really wasn't that useful. It did delay the enemy for a period of time, but the issue with ATST, especially when you're up against those Lando decks, is, you drop the ATST, he ends up countering the ATST, and then he's got this giant mob that he can just push through with. Good news, though, Kallus players, is that you do have a big area of effect stun, like you saw in that game. You can drop right on that bridge area. You've got a probe you can drop in the bridge area, and also you have a stun grenade you can drop in the bridge area. So you're going to be able to basically stop those pushes and knock them out as quickly as you possibly can when you're in that choke point. Once all of his units kind of move in towards your turret, you're in a much more vulnerable position against Landos and against those mega pushes. So you got to get that stun when they're in the pinch point. That's in my experience, that's the case, especially when you're trying to use stun grenade to a great effect. So this is an interesting matchup. Luke is still pretty good at diving, diving turrets and what have you. And if you guys are wondering what's up with this monitor behind me, this is at the Broadband TV office, TGN Studios, whatever I'm going to call it. This is like a sizzle reel for our network back here. So put that in. Regardless, cool. Let's see if we can move in here. I'm just kind of dropping, as you can see, a few units on the back lines here, being conservative. Gonna drop my friend, the probe droid here, and Grenadier is not gonna do too much in this top lane. He's gonna look to counter this. Oh crap. He's gonna, okay, perfect. He only got the probe droid there. If he had got the MTV light vehicle, that would have been a disgusting conversion. Luckily, he did not get that conversion, which is great. And I'm going to drop down the Bladesman, as well as the Stormtroopers, do that area of effect stun Luke again, and then back up. And now he's got to head back. And the Grenadier cleared me out, which is fine, but I've got a decent little advantage here. And as you can see, I was able to, because of the double stun, counter those Luke pushes, which I know were very, very frustrating for you guys. They're very frustrating for me as well. So Luke, he tries to dive your base. He's going to try to get those big conversions. He's going to try to make it happen. And hopefully you guys will have a similar experience as me, where he won't be able to make it happen, basically. And here he goes. He's going to start diving. And I'm going to drop the Bladesman. And let's just go ahead and stun clear everything here, which is great. And I'll drop the Troopas. And this is a good time to get aggressive. I'm going to focus the tower. I'm going to stun him. And hopefully I'll be able to take this turret out. And he goes down. Oh, almost got it. But we're very, very close. And even if he's able to clear out this light vehicle, hopefully we'll be able to secure that turret in a relatively short amount of time. And I'll just drop down Probe Droid here. And we still have an okay energy advantage. Dropping light vehicle. Oh boy. No. No, please don't take my light vehicle. And I'm going to take the structure down. Oh, I didn't get the structure. This is his chance to counter push. I got too aggressive there. And like I told you guys earlier, this deck succeeds when you counter push. And what I did there is I got super aggressive, and that may end up punishing me. So let's see what happens. And nope, ended up taking him out. Why? Because I have incredible area of effect damage. Let's get the light vehicle in the game here. And light vehicle should shoot this structure, yep, to death. And dropping the Bladesman. If I get that area of effects done, it's so beautiful. Gonna drop the Sand Trooper here on the back line. And let's see if Luke tries to push in and get some work done here. And the Marauders unable to finish it off. There's the GG. So up against a Mob Lando deck, up against an aggressive Luke. As you can see, I'm like 8-0 with this Kallus deck now. So let's see. Oops. Gosh, I keep touching the mic. I maybe need to move it further away. We're like 8-0 with this thing. So, okay, cool. We're over 3,600. This is one of the higher scores that I've gotten. And I've already got my premium booster. I'm good. Let's try another one. Let's do one more 1v1 with this Kallus deck. Let me know what you think of this deck in the comments below. And like I mentioned earlier, let me know what you think of this setup. I've got a condenser mic. I've got a proper webcam for HD. I've got a direct input here with my tablet. As you can see, you can actually see me playing on my tablet. I'm normally recording from my tablet. And hopefully it improves the quality. I'm sure that there's an echo in this room. Where I'm currently looking at outfitting this room with some acoustic action. But this may be higher quality than the normal stuff that I upload on the channel. It's going to be 1080p 60 FPS, I think. Hopefully I don't screw up this recording. That's really good for a mobile game, in my experience. So hopefully, let me know what you guys think. Be brutally honest. Does the in-game volume need to go up? Does the mic need to go down? Do the visuals look clear and bright? That kind of stuff. I want to know all of that from you guys. Cool. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to let you guys know, I really appreciate all of the feedback that you guys have given me recently on what games you may or may not want to see me play. That's really awesome stuff. I really, really appreciate getting all that feedback from you guys. And let me just stun this Lando for fun, and ended up taking him out there. And 1v1 with my light vehicle versus Lando. And I'm happy to drop his countdown timer down to an absolute minimum, or down to a maximum rather, because he, when he's able to respawn quickly, is very, very dangerous. So I'm going to drop Probe Droid here, which hopefully will be able to tank for me. And he's being pretty aggressive, so I'm going to drop Stun on top of all of them. And I need to dash back. And let's see if we're able to take all of this stuff out. I think with my area of effects done, I'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is just wait for them to approach, dash in, do the stun, and probably end up killing his Lando along the way. Beautiful. Now this is my opportunity to get aggressive on his structure. So we're going to do that. Once he respawns, I'm probably going to back. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to just stay alive because I need to defend here. And that's something that I've learned pretty rapidly in this game. When you're not focused on defending properly against a Lando, he will punish you. He will get momentum. He'll have that giant mob and pick up like that end of the game destroying moment. And those are just completely devastating. Blow up Probe Droid. There you go. Gonna drop those Troopas and get that nice little stun here. I'm gonna clear out his Grenadier. And as you can see, just doing lots and lots of damage with Kallus against all of his units. It's just working so well. Kallus is just such a monster at taking down lanes in the whole nine. So we're going to take down the structure. Bam, there it is. Structure dead. And by dropping the Bladesman, I'm going to save a bit in case I need to kind of counter push. But I think at this point I want to just defend. And so he's going for a mob in this top lane. I'm gonna drop down stormtroopers just to be very, very safe here, and my troopas should end up defending up there. Nope, Lando's gonna keep getting aggressive. So what I'm gonna drop here is Sand Trooper, and what I'm gonna do is dash in. Nope, I don't need to dash in. I was gonna dash in and stun him to kill him, but we don't need to do that. And so it looks like I'm just gonna be defensive, and we're gonna win the game. There you go. There is the W. So that's 3-0 with this deck. I'm really, really happy with it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, but it's going really, really well for me. I'm going to keep using this 1v1 deck. I'm going to keep, hopefully, climbing the ladder. I really want to get to Kuiper. It's been maybe too long since I've been there. I've been experimenting with too many decks. So maybe this is going to be a solid rock of a deck for me moving forward. So there you go. I'll throw the deck up on the screen one more time. I want to give a big shout out to a fellow YouTuber. I'm going to throw his avatar up on the screen if YouTube lets me. Gluten Slayer is the name of this other YouTube channel. He does daily Star Wars Force Arena videos as well. Go check his channel out. Be sure to subscribe. Type in his comments that Awall sent you. Do it. I'll also post a comment below on this one to link to his channel. Go there, comment, let him know I sent you, and share the love with the rest of the YouTube community for this game. Thanks for watching, amigos. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.